Hi guys. So today we will start with the constitution. And when we talk about constitution, I think the preamble is the first and the foremost thing that the constitution provides for. And like a lot of people describe preamble in different words. So a lot of them say that preamble is a key to the minds of the makers of the constitution. Or someone also describes preamble like that it is the gist of the constitution. So preamble, by these specific phrases, you can see that how preamble is such an important document that is laid down within the constitution, that it has been recognized as the key to the minds of the makers of the constitution. And if we see the basic idea of preamble, the basic ideas that are to be taken up in the preamble are nothing but the ideas which are there inside the constitution itself. Apart from that, as we say that it is the key to the minds of the maker of the constitution, then preamble has such concepts which the makers of the constitution, for example Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad, all these, the whole assembly, they have some specific ideas of equality, justice, liberty, etc., which are being put in the preamble. So let's start right away. So in this class, we'll discuss the preamble as an overview. And once we have discussed the overview of the preamble, we'll later on delve into the details of the preamble, the details of specific words that are used in the preamble. Mind it, Constitution is a document which is scientifically made, and it has rationale of each and every word of the Constitution, one, and second, of each and every synchronization of the words in the Constitution. So it is a time travel. It not only emphasizes on the importance of the words, but also the importance of the sync of the words, the importance of the series of the words, that why justice is coming before liberty, for example, why the constitution, the preamble starts with the we the people of India. So we'll discuss that in a bit. In this class we'll be discussing that how the series of words, the connotations of the time travel which is shown by the preamble. So let's start right away. Preamble. The most important, and I would say the basic concept on which the constitution is based, is the first phrase of the preamble, which is we the people of India. We the people of India is the basic concept of the preamble. Why I'm saying this? Because the preamble is not made by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. No. The preamble is not made by Jawaharlal Nehru. No. The preamble is not made by Rajendra Prasad. No. The preamble is made by the people of India, by the representatives of the people of India. And this particularly legitimizes this constitution. This particular concept, gives the weight into this constitution. This particular concept, gives this constitution the power to rule us. So we the people of India is something which is very important, and this is where the concept of sovereignty comes in. There is a fundamental question that in India, who is sovereign? Is it the government? Is it the people? Is it the preamble? Or is it the constitution? Or is it the people? So the answer is none actually, none of the above. So in India, yes, the people are the sovereign, because we the people of India has given this constitution. So they are the sovereign, they are the ultimate authority. However, once we have given this constitution, once we have laid down this constitution, the people are sovereign, subject to the Constitution of India. So they cannot go against the Constitution of India. Right? So let's come to the next concept. We the people of India. The next words are hereby solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Now you must be wondering why I have written this upside down. I have written sovereign here, socialist, secular, democratic republic. This was written intentionally. Why? Because we the people of India are hereby creating what? Are creating a republic. What is a republic? A republic is a nation which has an elected head and not a crowned or a nominated head. So we have an elected head. Who is the elected head? The president. So we are creating a republic. But what kind of republic are we creating? We are creating a republic which is democratic. But, and what do we mean by democratic? Democratic we mean by democracy is represented by the votes, the elections, that the people who are ruling us, they are coming to us and asking for votes. So that is why we are democratic. But however, can we be democratic without being equal? So we need to be equal, right? In a democracy, there is one vote for one person. So how can we be equal if we have different religions and we do not give them equality? So for the equality of religions, we have to be secular. But can the secularism exist without giving affirmative actions to the minority? Minority will always be in fear of the majority, right? There will always be a fear in the minds of minority that majority will be ruling us, that majority will be taking all the powers. So if we are disturbed by them, if we are frightened by them, so what we have to do? We have to get some affirmative actions. And how do we get affirmative actions? By incurring the concept of socialism. That is why we are socialist as well. And lastly, we are sovereign. What do we mean by sovereign? Sovereign means that we have the power to take our own decisions, and no other country, not even Britain, not even United Nations, not even US can dictate us. So we have the power to make the constitution, to make the rules, to make the laws for us. So this is sovereign, the concept of sovereign. Without sovereign, all these concepts will be futile. So if we see it clearly, then republic here is nothing but a noun. So we are creating a republic, and these four concepts are merely verbs, not verbs, sorry. These four concepts are merely adjectives to this noun republic. These are just adjectives of this noun republic. That is why this word republic is qualified by the word democratic. This democratic republic is qualified by the word secular. This secular democratic republic is qualified by the word socialist. And this socialist secular democratic republic is qualified by the word sovereign. Right? So this is the time. Did we see the time travel? Did we see how the words are written in particular order, and this order of words is very important. Not only the words, but the order of words is very important. Right? And now we are coming to the next part, which says, so we the people of India hereby solemnly resolve to constitute India into sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. And the next part is, and to secure. So the words is to secure, right? To all its citizens, right? What do we mean by secure? Secure means we are guaranteeing something. So this is a guarantee. And to all its citizens, again show equality, that there will be no discrimination. And what are the concepts that we are securing? It is J. It is JLEF. JLEF. J for justice, L for liberty, E for equality, and F for fraternity. Now again, there is a time travel, there is order in these words: justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Justice, if we do not give justice, liberty and equality, we have to understand this through a Venn diagram. See, this is justice, this is liberty, and this is equality, right? So if we give justice to the people but we do not give them liberty, what will happen? There will be justice, but there is no liberty. What will happen? So the people will not be able to create their artistic expression. The people will not be feeling free to speak, free to learn, free to think, and free to question. So liberty is very important. And what happens if we give them liberty but without justice? Then the concept which is called might is right, that is, the one who is mightier is the right one, is the right person, will happen. There will be no justice. It all depends on the muscle and the money power, who is right and who is wrong. And is it possible to achieve equality without justice and liberty? Of course not. Without justice and liberty, equality will be a misnomer, nothing but a misnomer, right? So we have to secure justice, liberty and equality, which is the goal of the preamble. And before fraternity, the words which are written is to promote and not secure, right? Why it is written promote? Can we ensure fraternity? Can we ensure brotherhood? Fraternity is what? Brotherhood. Can we ensure brotherhood? Can any government or any political party or any judiciary or something like that, can they ensure brotherhood? No, they cannot. They can only ensure justice, liberty and equality. And once they have ensured justice, liberty and equality, fraternity will automatically happen. Look at this Venn diagram now. When justice, liberty and equality, they coincide, it becomes fraternity. You understand this Venn diagram? So let's move on to the next concept. We will deal into the concepts of justice, liberty, equality and fraternity, because it's not only justice in the air. It's written that justice, social, economical and political. Social, economical and political. What is social justice? And what is economical justice and what is political justice and what is the order? It is very important to understand that social justice is the bare minimum without which economic justice cannot come. Why I'm saying this? Because if, let's suppose, men or women in this country, we know, in this world we know that there is patriarchy which is going on. With the concepts of patriarchy, we see that the women are unable to get social justice. Why? Because most of their decisions are being dictated by the men. So therefore, can we say that there is social justice? No. If there is no social justice in a woman's life, or in our to our female counterparts, then can they have economic justice? Of course not. That is why we have the concepts of pink jobs, we have the concepts of glass ceiling. That is why women are getting less wages than the male counterparts. And if they do not have social justice and economic justice, will they be able to achieve political justice? Of course not. We can see this with the example of our own parliament, where only 14% of women make the parliamentarians in our parliament. And that is why there is a demand for women reservation. So we see, right, that social, economic, political, this is the intricacies with which the constitution is being made. This is the intricacies with which the preamble is made. That every word and the order of the word is being taken care of. Next, let's come to just liberty. Now, liberty, the concept of liberty has certain basic laid down ingredients, and those are liberty of thoughts, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Now, if we look into it, thought is the smallest part, and when we have thoughts, we convert them into expression, and those expression further turn into belief, and those beliefs, when strengthened, becomes faith, and faith, when turns into consolidation of those beliefs